Hey there, Coastal Bend. I'm Meteorologist Carly Smith. We are live and we are talking cold weather and we are talking drought conditions and we are talking rainfall across the Lone Star State today, even here in Corpus Christi as well. So let me check radar real fast to see what's going on before I get into everything. Thank you so much for joining. So we do have some decent rain that's falling across northern Live Oak County and into McMullen County, as well as down into Duval County. This is the part of the Coastal Bend that does have a chance to see some flooding or some higher in rainfall totals today, with thunderstorms passing through that area. I really don't expect a lot to impact Corpus Christi. As we head into the afternoon, more of that rain is going to be kind of along the 77 corridor and still west of there. So here's a look at the cold front that we have happening, and it's going to be a big one, y'all. So Sunday afternoon, we are going to near 90. We're talking heat index values that are going to be possibly even into the triple digits. Monday afternoon, 50s, and the trends are possibly going to be even colder. It's hard to latch on to even colder because this is record-breaking cold temperatures for us here in the Coastal Bend. And yes, this is winter-like conditions, at least a normal winter. It's below that. So I'll dive into what that means for you as well. But on this graphic, it's just kind of fun because we've got shorts and short sleeves on Sunday. And then we've got, I put 2 jackets because A, it's cold. B, we are tracking some light rain, so you might want a rain jacket, and we are tracking some wind, so you might want a windbreaker. Or I'm probably going to wear my winter coat. I don't know about you. If you disagree, feel free to let me know in the comments. We all have our opinions about weather. I like to try to stick to the facts, but it's fun to interact and talk about how I feel about the weather as well. So up next, we're talking rain. Over the last 24 hours, we have seen heavy rainfall, more than 7 inches across areas into central Texas and North Texas. So this is an area, especially in the hill country, they're still getting their rain now as we speak, but the areas into the hill country have seen some of the worst drought conditions across the board. For us here in the Coastal Bend, drought really hasn't changed much. We've kind of held it steady pretty much since Harold, with abnormally dry conditions through Corpus Christi, and then that extreme drought as you head through Refugio County and into northern Aransas and northern B County, which is getting some rain today. Well, Live Oak County is getting more of it, unfortunately, than B County. So anyway, drought-stricken area, the worst of it is right there along the Interstate 35, I-10 kind of triangle into the hill country and up toward Lake maybe a little bit south of the Lake Whitney area, but that's where we've seen the exceptional drought pretty much since the whole time I moved down here to Corpus Christi. So they're getting some rain. It's not exactly where we would like it to be, but they're filling up their reservoirs with the heavy rainfall, and more is on the way. So like I mentioned, I-35, the rain is still to come, so conditions are going to continue to be dumping some rainfall up in that area. Here's a look at the latest satellite imagery. We've got the flood watches in place along Interstate 35. So right now that main line of rain is crossing over 35 and creating creating hazardous driving conditions all along the interstate. It is going to clear out. So once we get further into the afternoon, that's going to shift into East Texas. But right now, definitely not the best day to be driving north. Once you get to As we're headed towards San Antonio, we're going to hit the scattered showers, and then we've got the widespread rain up through Austin. But that is going to move out over the next 2 hours or so. So yes, Maria said winter coat. Thank you for being on that side, because, I mean, that's why we moved to South Texas, right? So we didn't have to deal with cold temperatures, and now they're here. And I'm like, wait, what? So anyway, here's a look at those temperatures across the Lone Star State. Rain, cooled air, keeping temperatures in the 60s through Fredericksburg, 70s, and probably falling through Austin and San Antonio, but we're at 84 right now. And we're going to hold pretty steady to 84 throughout the day. So here's Futurecast shifting that rain to the east of I-35 by 2:30. So if you got plans to travel on Interstate 35 later on today, that's going to be a better time to do it is this afternoon. But they still may have some impacts with flooding going on, especially those low-lying hill country roads. I would avoid those. A lot of rainfall has fallen in that area. As we continue into Friday, a front slides south, but it's going to stall out across North Texas. So North Texas is going to get some more rain with that front stationary over the area through the weekend for the most part. Then the cold front, we're going to call it the cold front, is going to slide through. Timing is trending just a tad later than yesterday, but still Monday morning. So Monday morning, Sophie said she's not complaining if it's cold. That's true. We had the hottest summer on record, so no time to complain about the cold just yet. That's a fair point. Very fair point. So the front slides south. We are going to continue to see rain behind the front as we're getting some Pacific moisture streaming in as well. Now, exactly how long that rain will last into Halloween, so this is Tuesday afternoon, is still a bit of a question mark, but I think some light rain is still on the table as maybe trick-or-treating is starting, with it tapering off into the night. And then Wednesday is looking sunny and cool. So high pressure, I didn't put the little icon on here, but high pressure is going to be building in kind of between Houston and Dallas is where I would put that blue H if I had done it. So here are your cold front impacts, the headlines that you need to know heading into next week. We've got winter-like temperatures. I'll break down why I'm saying that here shortly. Is it going to be a cold winter? Abigail, honestly, it depends on what you define as cold, right? So I think our temperatures will be about normal, which I have that graphic coming up, but I'm not when we're in El Nino, it's harder to get those like polar blast type of scenarios, but we tend to see more rainfall, which tends to keep our temperatures cooler than normal, but not necessarily horribly cold. But I'm still looking back into data of when we had cold snaps in El Nino versus La Nina, and so I'll be defining that more over this week and next week. But yeah, that was a great question. I didn't finish with the headlines. So with the cold front, we've got light rain. Right now it looks like about 1/4 of an inch or less. That's how light the rain is going to be. Some areas may get 1/2 inch. B County, McMullen County, Duval County, you're getting your heaviest rainfall today. So be ready for that. Scattered rain through Tuesday. Again, I mentioned the timing, still a bit of a question mark. Strongest rain coming up, our strongest wind will be Monday morning out of the north, 15 to 25 miles per hour, those gusts 35 miles per hour. So I always forget that I need to start this graphic later because I haven't drawn the cold front based on where it stalls and moves back north. But Saturday, we're warm and humid. This is Dia de los Muertos festival downtown. That cold front starts to move south on Sunday. We're still warm though, and those southeast winds are still pumping moisture and heat into the area, but then those Halloween chills come in and we're trending colder for Monday and Tuesday. As that high pressure settles in, all it's going to do is keep pumping that drier northern air into Texas. So we're looking at least 3 days in the 50s next week. So wind moving through 30-mile-per-hour gusts. These are your wind gusts. I think this model is underdoing it a little bit for now, but we're talking 30-mile-per-hour wind gusts to 35-mile-per-hour wind gusts Monday morning as your kids are headed to the bus stop. So there's going to be a bit of a wind chill likely. Now, technically, wind chill isn't calculated until the temperature falls below 50, but just from experience, it's going to feel colder than 50 degrees outside, especially with the sun down and with the cloud coverage into the afternoon. So by lunchtime, we start to see the winds dropping a little bit. I would say add 5 miles per hour to these numbers, so we're closer to 30 miles per hour. Then as we head into Monday and Tuesday, we're talking 20 to 25 mile per hour gusts. So it's about normal, maybe a few 30 mile per hour gusts. But for the Halloween forecast, the wind is getting lighter, but it's still going to be pretty windy out there. Cool air at the surface, that's what's going to come with this cold front, surface cool air. Up in the upper levels of the atmosphere, we're still going to get the warmer air rising up and over that colder air, and that's what's going to create our cloud coverage and tends to lead to light rain, patchy drizzle, and cloudy skies because we've got so much moisture down here, and the condensation's going to take place because of the front lifting it up and over it, and then the rain's going to fall. So As far as those trends, this is what I've been showing pretty much all week. We are looking at the cold front just a little later than yesterday, but not by much. Steady on the temperatures for the most part since yesterday. Rain has been pretty steady Monday and Tuesday. Monday and the wind forecast, Monday being stronger than Tuesday, is still pretty steady. And then those waves are going to be pretty high, and they're going to be shifting out the north and northeast, which, by the way, I need to make a graphic for this to show on TV. But we are going to have upwelling, and we're going to have a full moon as well over the weekend. And so coastal flooding is expected, and a coastal flood advisory was just issued in effect for this afternoon. Minor coastal flooding may reach the dunes on our beaches. Let me see if I can get the timing on that. Through 6 p.m. this evening. So if you have plans to go to the beach, try to surf some of those big waves that are out there. They're messy, but they're out there. Be careful, because we may have some coastal flooding impacting where you're parking and stuff. So keep that in mind. Halloween, yes, 50s. Yes, possibly the coldest Halloween on record. If we only make it to 56, we will beat the record set back in 1895. Again, rain likely tapering off by 6 p.m., likely ending by 9 p.m. So it's a close call on how much of your Halloween will be soggy, but it will be a light rain. So it's not like a costume ruining rainfall, but you're gonna notice the rain and your hair is gonna react. I mean, my hair, humidity got to it because I walked outside and I didn't redo it. So where we're headed, so this is the winter graphic I was talking about. Temperatures, our average high in January is 67.9. Our average low is 48. We're colder than that coming up the next 3 days. So, or not the next 3 days, but Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We're talking low 45 Wednesday morning. Low is about normal for winter Tuesday morning, but those highs are going to be below our winter normal high. So it will be cold based on the numbers. The numbers don't lie, right? So, yeah. That's what we're looking at. And also, before the front gets here, we've got the Dia de los Muertos festival downtown. It's looking rather warm, rather humid, a little breezy, so not horrible, but we'll go back to the 7-day now. So there you have it. That's all I got for you on this terrific Thursday. We'll probably talk more on Friday about the front. I'll break down a lot more information, and we'll look back at some Halloween fun facts also. So post your questions now for tomorrow, and I'll try to answer them. And I hope you have a great day. And tell your friends to join this Facebook Live tomorrow around 10 a.m. Exact timing to be determined day to day, but around 10 a.m. And also make sure all your friends have our app. If you don't have television, you don't have cable, almost everyone has a smartphone, so download the KIIITV.com/app. That's how you can search for it, and it's free, of course. Thanks so much for watching. Bye, y'all.